welcome to Gunnar Weiskamp's Web Development. We're on to lesson 3. Today we'll be looking at the SQL update, delete, insert and select statements or coded statements. These are all part of beginners SQL area. So for those beginners out there, you might find these tutorials useful. So in this lesson we'll learn about the above SQL statements. Update, delete, insert and select. The name sort of gives it away. Update, you can update a record. Delete, you can delete lots of records in one. Insert, you insert stuff and select your reading stuff. We will look at them in some depth to get a good understanding of any dangers when using them. So I'm going to do some positive and negative tests and aspects with these 4 objects. We will also look at the where clause. The where clause is important when using some of the above at times. Okay. So if you want to, today's tutorial is going to be based upon Microsoft SQL Server 2014. It's the Express edition. You can download it for free. Just Google it, and we'll see my first tutorial to get access to that. Okay, so let's bring up SQL Server here. So on our left here we can see I've got this test database that I made up in my last tutorial called School Database 2, which this guy is based upon this guy. But we'll just use this for consistency. So this database has got 3 tables, the course info, student info and teacher info. More than enough to muck around and play with and do some of these statements that we've talked about. So let's look at the select statement. We already have sort of looked at some of the terminology here in the past. I just wanted to break all these 4 down into their individual areas and just go over them briefly again, or for some of them again. Some of them we haven't talked about. So with the select statement, you have to, with this character here, and you have to use the from. Whoops. No. The from says from which table, and we're going to take all the information or try to find out all the information from this table. That's what this character does. It says get me all the rows. So if we run that, we get all the information from that table. All the information and all the columns. So that's what this special character does. You can get just the full name column by specifying the field there in your select statement, just as I've done there. The last one, I just sort of throw this one a little bit in because it's a little bit more complicated, but it shows you the power of what you can do between this area here of the select statement. Because what this is doing here is we're concatenating this field and this field together to produce this end result of information, which might be useful. It's easier to give maybe this sort of information across to people than each in their own field. So how this works is you've just got a string here of information, and that gets added on, to the full name field. String addition here again with the age. We've got this convert guy here. He's a little bit important because he needs to, this age field is an int, and this cannot be concatenated as a string because it's an int, so we have to convert it to a string using this convert varchar process here. This process will convert this age int into a string, so we need that for this end result to happen. We've got here an alias for the table definition, and this is what causes this full name and age naming here to occur. So I just thought I'd throw that last select one in because it shows a little bit more in depth of what a select statement can do. If you run them all together, we can see the differences. So all, just one, and concatenation in the select statement. So there is other things you can add in here, but one step at a time. Right, so now if we grab this guy here, So, oh, okay, we've got updates. So this is important. Which one should we run first? If we run this one first, this is going to update this table. It's going to set all the full names to Donald Duck. Well, let's just do that. You can already see there's 3 rows affected. So let's for 5 students info. So all of our students have become Donald Ducks, which is not ideal. So that's the power of this where clause, and it's important 99% of the time to use an update with a where clause, because you do not want accidentally all your student names to have been updated to one name. That's a big no-no. So I just wanted to, this is why I'm introducing the where clause here now, because updates and deletes later on are of not really much use without the where clause, because there's not very many times when you're going to update one field to be one value. So these are one of those dangers that I talked about of using these statements without the proper considerations. So here comes the where clause, which is what we're going to do now. So we're going to change, we're going to set the full name to Mickey Mouse where the ID is 2. So this guy here will become Mickey Mouse. Let's run this. Let's run that, and you can see this ID, bingo, has become Mickey Mouse. So using the update with the where clause, highly recommended. Don't leave home without it. You can obviously, in the update statement, you can set numerous fields, not just one. So you separate them with a comma here. We're going to set Mickey Mouse, well, let's just change them again. Let's go to Minnie. Is that a sex change? Sorry, putting that out there. So we're also going to change the course ID to 1. So, and it's going to be where ID is 2. So this is going to be 1 and Minnie Mouse. And sorry, so what I was saying is you can update multiple fields in here, because we've got one field here, then separate that by comma, and then you've got another field here. So let's run that. And we can see, yes, we now have Minnie Mouse, and the course ID has become 1. So again, the importance of, in this process, was using the update same with a where attribute or clause is highly important. Okay, so now we come to the insert statement. Let's put him there. Right, so insert statements, you use the insert keyword and then the into and then the table that you're inserting on. We're doing everything on the insert table here today. So in this case, we want to set a course ID, full name, age, insert these 3 objects onto the table. Here are the values, the course ID of 2, his name's going to be Tom Laws and his age is going to be 22. This will run correctly. So let's select all. So we've got our new user there, Tom Laws 22, and his course is 2. So that's all fine and functions well. Now this one I'm purposely going to fail, and I know it's going to fail. Let's run it. So we did talk about this a little bit before, but I wanted to bring this in within this area. This ID here is a primary key. It self-seeds, it puts its information on its own, so we cannot insert upon it this 33. That's the problem here, and it's trying to tell us that here in its coded manner. The identity column in the table student info, yada yada yada. That means this guy is bad, and you cannot put that on there. if we do that now, let's change the name so we've got a bit of, you can see stuff happening. Lisa Williams is going to be done, and she's going to be 4 and 1. So now this should work. Let's see if Lisa's there. There she is. So, and as you can see, this ID put its own value on there automatically because it's a seeded primary key. So that's another thing to watch out when you're inserting onto a table. So the next one here will also fail, and so let's see that. and the reason this one's failing is because we have a constraint on this table, which is a foreign key constraint. We cannot insert a course ID which is not in here. We're inserting here 77, but we've only got courses going from 1 to 3, so 1, 2, and 3. So we can only insert 1, 2, or 3 because of the foreign key constraint here. As you can see, this is the course ID foreign key restraint. So this is the relationship between these two is known what is the link relationship. So now if we put in 3, which we've got here, 3 for history, and we put in Stan the man, 12 for an age, Stan the man will end up there. Let's select him. There's Stan the man. His age is 12 and he's gone incorrectly. So that's another one to watch out for. Making sure to keep your foreign key constraints. Make sure to consider any foreign key constraints when you're injecting information onto a table, or inserting, I should say. Right, our last one here. What's going to go wrong here? You might already be able to see. And this one's a pretty easy one to sort of work out. Maybe not when you're just first starting, but there are fewer columns in the insert statements than values specified. So we've got 3 values here, 1, 2, 3, and we've only got 2 items here, obviously. So in this one, it's, I guess, what you could call a typo. We forgot to put full name in. So if we run that now, Tom Fred Lane. If we run that now, that'll work fine. So there we go. So he's all gone in fine. So just a few little things there to watch out for with our insert process. Now if we go to the delete process. Delete. I love delete. Delete is extremely dangerous, or can be. So here, I'm going to do this one first because we want to destroy everything. Here we're going to delete. So we use the delete keyword first, then from, and the table we're going to do delete action from. Here is where our where clause comes in again. We're going to delete only in the student info table where ID equals 1. So we're deleting the row where ID equals 1. So we'll be deleting this Donald Duck guy. So that after this will only be one Donald Duck on here. So let's see if that happens. You can already see it says one row has only been affected. Let's see if Mr. Donald Duck has been terminated. There he goes. There's only one Donald Duck left. You can see that ID of 1 is gone. So it worked. Now, delete. This is going to delete all of this off the table. We will not have any more names left. see 6 rows affected. So obviously, now we have nobody on there. So obviously this is doomsday process. It's a very scary process. This is why I wanted to introduce also the where clause into this tutorial. Because just like update, you're hardly ever going to use the delete without a where. Because there's only, well, generally only rare times where you delete all information off one table in one go. So delete and update, less so insert. Delete and updates can be extremely dangerous if you do not use them correctly. So I can't emphasize enough. But that's why the where clause is our little lifesaver there. We only want to change a certain row or something like that. So, okay, cool. So that was, I guess, somewhat brief look at the select, update, insert, and delete. But I think it was sufficient to get any beginners out there going. At least I hope so. But yes, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.